Hello and welcome to our series of Blackboard Learn trainings. Today I wanted to show you how to build a course from scratch with all the necessary components, at least in my opinion, to make a successful online course. Now, the screen I have now is what you will start with when somebody gives you a course from main campus. So if you were to email learn@unm.edu or web enhance your course, when you opened the course, this is what you would see. Now I'm going to show you again all the stuff you need to add, all the stuff you need to do for a successful course. So the first thing, I'm going to add tool links. I'm going to add all the tools that my students need to be successful. I think they need announcements, make it available to the users, submit. Another tool link, I'm going to make this time a discussion board. And you don't need to keep the names the same. This doesn't have to be discussion board, it can be anything. I'm going to name it Discussion Central. Another tool link, let's see what else we need. Probably some sort of email. Now remember, this type here, course messages is within the course. Email is to your UNM email. So I'm sure most of you will want course messages. And I'm just going to put email as the title because that's what usually resonates with students. I'm going to add one more tool link. I'm going to change it to My Grades. Generally, students like to view their own grades. I'm going to title it Grade Center. Make sure not to be confused with your own grade center there. That can sometimes be confusing, okay? This is the one that students can see. So I'm going to go ahead and submit that. And I'm going to add one more tool link, and this is going to be for your success. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add the starfish. I'm going to keep it hidden from users, and I'm going to title it Attendance. Now, this is just if you want to take attendance in your class. This is not necessarily for an online class per se, but I wanted you guys to know how to do this. All you have to do is the starfish thing, attendance, and I'll show you quickly. If I click on this, it'll bring you to the starfish page where you can record attendance and do all of that neat stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to that course. Okay, now I'm going to need also some content areas. Probably a place for assignments. Make it available to the users. I'm going to make a content area for quizzes and tests. Make available to the students. And then one more maybe for a syllabus or getting started page. Sorry about that. Syllabus available to the users. Submit. Fantastic. Now, first thing I do after I create all my tool links and all my content areas, I go down here to the customization and teaching style. And what I would do is I would change the entry point to my course. Now, some of you may like the course dashboard. You can leave it that way. The course dashboard is just this page. From what I find, not a lot of students use it. It's just kind of a page there. They don't take the time to edit the notification settings and really personalize it for themselves. So I'm going to go back, teaching style. I'm going to change my entry point to announcements. Now you'll see here, create a support ticket, how to use Learn, course dashboard, the university libraries. All of those are course modules. All of the other things that we created are course tools, and you'll see that we can create entry points for all of the course tools. So I like to stick with announcements. I'm going to change that. Maybe add some flair to my course. How about night? Night sounds pretty good. And then I'm going to submit that. Fantastic. Now I'm going to go back to say... I'm going to go back actually to the learning navigation panel here. And I'm going to delete all of the things that I don't use. So for instance, I don't use course dashboard, so I'm going to delete that. Delete content. Yes, it's okay if you permanently delete it. I'm going to go ahead and delete course information because I like to create my own content area. All of these other things, what I like to do is I like to leave them there in case your students will use them. My students never use them. I don't think a lot of people do. But what I do like to do is I like to navigate or re-navigate through all of this stuff. So usually I put the syllabus page here at the very top. Okay. I would follow it up by announcements. Then I'd probably put in some sort of maybe assignments. Then discussion central. Whoops. Discussion central. How about quizzes and tests thereafter? Email. Perfect. And then the grade center. And then finally attendance. You can put attendance wherever you want because that's going to be for you. I'm just going to put it up here. Remember, this is hidden so that your students can't see it. And if you wanted to, you would be able to create dividers or subheaders. For instance, this right here is a subheader, and these lines right here are dividers. Now note you can move these lines wherever you'd like. You can delete them also, or you can create some more by going to the plus sign and then going to dividers. Now you have a syllabus, or you have all of these content areas and all these tool links. This is what you need to get started. Now you can start inputting all the stuff that's content specific for your classes. One of the things that I will show you real quickly here is if I go to build content, I can build a syllabus within Learn. IT 140 2015 syllabus. Okay, and I'm going to create a new syllabus. I'm going to go ahead and submit. Now you'll notice that all of these sections have headings, heading 1, heading 2, and so on, and they have descriptions. What I like to do is I like to just copy my whole syllabus in here. So I'm just for broad strokes purposes, I'm going to show you what it would look like. I can just copy paste a bunch of different things here. Okay, and again, you can fill this out however you want, experiment with it. You can change the heading, the borders, the text color, and you can also create lessons within your syllabus. So I'm going to say that the course is 16 weeks, so I want to build 16 lessons. I'm going to go ahead and submit that. Here's my syllabus. You'll see the first subheading here under description. I usually change that to encompass different things, description of the course, grading policy, course policy, whatever it may be. And you can go ahead and do the same thing for these different headers. Unfortunately, you can't add any more headers. You can only have 3, so get creative. In terms of lessons here, what you can go ahead and do is you can click this little chevron here. You can edit the lesson. You can change the lesson date, so it'll put all that stuff, when it's open, when it's due by, that stuff. And here's all the lesson descriptions, so I like to put in all of the times, all the things that they need to do. I like to create sort of a checklist for them. Go ahead and submit that, and you'll notice at the bottom here it has the description, and I did not put a lesson or a date and time, or a lesson date rather, so I didn't put any of that in, but if you did, that would appear there, and you'll see that I have 16 of them. So this is what you want as a syllabus page. Now I will show you, if I go out of the syllabus area, or rather back into the syllabus area, it's somewhat hard to edit the syllabus again, so let me show you that. Go on to this little downward facing chevron, go to edit, and you think, oh yeah, I can just edit it. Why can't I click inside of the syllabus here? You have to come up to the right side and edit the syllabus, and that's how you'll be able to edit it once again. You can add and delete lessons, so leave that up to you. And that's it. As far as just The rest of it's just putting in whatever you want for the course. You have your different assignments section. What I normally do is I will usually have a content area that says learning modules, and this goes in the place of assignments usually. It can even take the place of quizzes and tests. It kind of takes both because I put quizzes and assignments within the learning module. But say I built content, I'd go to content folder, and then I would say week 1. I like to put the dates, so I'm just going to make up some dates here. So 5/20 through 5/27, 2015. Okay. I also like to put a little checklist here. You do 1, 2, 3, 4. Read this, discuss that, do the quiz, that sort of thing. I go ahead and I submit that. Then I come in to this content folder, and again, you can do this with a learning module or a content folder. Both of them serve the same purpose. However, the learning module has that table of contents so people can see all of what they're supposed to be doing, kind of in a sequential order, and not have to keep track of it themselves. But within week 1, what I would do is I would build an item, and I'd call it a checklist. And again, I would put the 1, 2, 3 thing. I would simply copy paste what I put in the original description in here. Read this, do that quiz, blah, blah, blah. Then I would go ahead and build all of the other stuff that I need. So for instance, if I wanted an assignment, I'd build an assignment. And this would be, say I wanted some feedback. Submit. Whoops, sorry, I have to put a points possible here, make it out of 100 points. Now, I like to allow unlimited attempts just because some people mess up. They don't necessarily post the thing they meant to post the first time, so I allow unlimited attempts. And depending on how you want to run your class in terms of time limits and things like that, you can display after a certain date, you can display until a certain date, you can create a due date so that in the grade center it will register when things are late. So I'm going to submit that, and you'll see here that I just have I have a full course. I just have to add all of my content within a course. And again, students like structure. Students like for things to be the same thing each week. What I see a lot of people do, a lot of people will create a content area. They'll make it available to the users, and they'll just say, course information. They may not even change it from what the beginning course started with. Remember how we deleted it a while back? And what people do is they'll just continually post items. So some people just, assignment 1, blah, 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 submit. Then they'll, they throw the syllabus in there as an item. Then they throw, reading assignment 2 in there. They just put all of their content in here as items, just kind of on this one single course information thing. And it's usually hard for students to keep track of that, to stay organized. So I really suggest putting a learning modules page in there and separating stuff by weeks. And again, the checklist really helps students. But this is it. I hope that you now have the tools to go out and explore. Don't be afraid. You can't break Blackboard Learn. And if you do, don't worry. One of us here from the Teaching and Learning Center will be able to help you. So I hope this helps. I wish you lots of luck on your future course building. And let us know here at the Teaching and Learning Center if you ever need anything. Thanks so much for watching. Join us next time.